The road to 100,000 YouTube subscribers can be a long one, so how do creators just like you get there? In this series, you'll hear from YouTubers that have worked hard to build a loyal audience and learn what they did to grow. Meet Collie Wabbles. He has over 220,000 YouTube subscribers.
I mostly do Minecraft shorts.
We talk about what made him start a YouTube channel.
Maybe I could do that.
And why he didn't start sooner.
That scared the heck out of me.
How new YouTubers might be making mistakes.
They look for all these glitches in the algorithm when really they just need to make something that people would want to watch.
As well as how to get started and why his main focus in life isn't even on his YouTube channel.
I just didn't want that to turn into a job.
Collie, thanks for being here today.
Of course. Happy to be
It's really
here.
good to talk to you in person.
It's good to see your face too. Thank you for inviting me to
Oh,
do
it's
this
my
interview.
pleasure. It's my pleasure. I've really been looking around for people that have interesting stories on their own journey to 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and you're a little further along than me, that's for sure. Talk to me first for some of our viewers who might not be aware about what your channel is, how they find it, and what you like to cover on your channel.
So my name on YouTube is Collie Wabbles. I mostly do Minecraft shorts. I started off doing like fact videos and Minecraft challenges, but I've switched it up to be more mini games focused. So if you watch channels like Tiny Mac Dude, I do content similar to that.
Okay, really cool. And do you tend to stick with one type of content, or have you been branching out into other online games? What do you specialize in?
So I've mostly stuck to Minecraft. Every once in a while, I'll branch out to a different game, but typically it has shown most success in the Minecraft shorts area. Long form, I wouldn't say long form is my strongest point at the moment, though.
Okay. But we're looking at it here, hopefully, 222,000 subscribers. So how long have you
Indeed.
been on YouTube?
I have been on YouTube since it was sometime during COVID. I think it was 2021. I joined joined YouTube. It was, I think, October? No,
Okay.
August. It was August.
And what made you join? What made you start?
Well, I was seeing all the other big Minecraft YouTubers really start gaining a lot of traction during COVID, and I thought, wow, maybe I could do that. Maybe that could be me talking to all these people, you know?
Right. And before you started this, were you comfortable sort of being in front of a camera or being in front of
No,
an audience?
absolutely not. That scared the heck out of me. I was like, what if I say something wrong? What if I misspeak? What if they don't like me? That was a
And how
big
did you get
scare.
past that?
Mostly what I did is I looked and I saw all the other people doing it, and I said, well, they got up the courage to do it. Why can't I? You know, it's you got all these thousands of channels on YouTube and they've got all these big personalities, you know. They clearly had to push through something.
Right.
So they shown it could be done. I think the fact that they showed that it could be done was the biggest confidence boost for me that it was
Mm.
possible.
And then as you started gaining subscribers, I mean, did you go viral, would you say, or are you trying to build an audience? Like how have your numbers ticked up from 2021 to now to 222,000 subscribers?
So I'd say like 2021 to mid 2022, it was definitely like a slow burn. I was mostly doing like some Minecraft streams, but I didn't have the audience for a Minecraft stream. That's what a lot of people I think don't realize. If you're streaming, you need to have the audience there, and I didn't. So I mostly just had my friends on my streams, and that was fun. I maybe had 100 subscribers. What really kicked it off for me was when I uploaded my first short, and I got 400 views, which at the time was a lot. And I was like, wow, that is crazy. I'm gonna stick to shorts. And then after that, it just kind of slowly upticked. Had a couple videos that did really good, and I figured out what worked.
And what is that for you? Like what did you learn from those early days?
What I learned is if I watch my own video and I want to leave it, it's not a good video. All these YouTubers that I was watching at the time were like, what you have to do is you have to do this, that, and the other to make a viral video. I'm like, no, I just need to want to watch it. And I think that's what a lot of people miss. They look for all these glitches in the algorithm when really they just need to make something that people would want to watch.
I think you're right about that. I think that's really underrated.
Yeah.
YouTube actually tells people that, it's not our job to get your videos in front of people. It's it's YouTube's job to serve people what they want to see and
Yeah.
what it thinks they're going to like. And if your content isn't good, it's not going to get served, which I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of people realize.
And all trends are good and all, but in the end, it doesn't matter what you're making if you're making it good, is
I
how I've
think
always
that's
seen
true.
it. So I've
Hmm.
had like 3 different, I guess people would call viral moments, and each time I just kind of applied that fact that if it's just a good video, it doesn't matter.
Hmm. Hmm.
Doesn't matter about any glitch in the YouTube algorithm, it's just a good video.
What to you makes a good video? And I think this will be helpful for people who might just be starting out because I think everybody who gets on YouTube thinks they're going to be putting something good out there,
Yeah.
but maybe not. So, what's a good video to you?
So that's the tricky question, right? That you always can put the blanket statement, what's a good video, but what is a good video? It's I'd like to say that first like 10, I'm speaking about this from a short standpoint, by the way. So long form, completely different ballpark, but that first 10 seconds is key. If you can't make somebody realize why they should watch a video in that first 10 seconds, it's not a good video. I don't I'm kind of a doom scroller myself, as they say, on shorts, and it's helped me realize that if I don't see something fun in that first 10 seconds, I
Mm,
just leave. Because shorts people don't really have the attention span for if they don't see something visual in the first 10 seconds. So visual in the first 10 seconds.
You said
Odd,
fun as well. So, like visual, fun, interesting, something that's going to catch people's
yeah,
eye,
like
essentially.
especially like I said the first 10, but the first 2 seconds, honestly, there's got to be like something funny to latch them in that happens, like a one-liner, a funny one-liner, something very visual. Like a lot of Minecraft YouTubers will like zoom out on a really big structure that's visually appealing. That's what gets your swipe rate up on shorts, and
Mm,
that's what's good to make a good short. And let's see. What else is there? Holding your viewers is tricky after those first 10 seconds on shorts
mm,
because you just latch them in with something visually appealing, but now you have to keep up that level of appeal. So if you latch them in with a joke, the rest of the video has to be funny.
right.
I think that's another big part is consistency inside of the video. Like if you're
And
funny, that
delivering on the promise of that first 2 to 10 seconds.
exactly. Imagine think of the first 10 seconds of a short like the thumbnail of a long form video. They
Mm,
click into it because of the tone of that thumbnail, and they stay on your short because of the tone of those first 10 seconds. So if you can maintain that tone, you'll maintain your viewers, which will help the algorithm push your video because the 2 main key points for oh, are you still on the call?
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Alright, sorry, you just
I just
disappeared on my screen.
maximized your video screen. That's okay.
Alright. Oh, crap, what was I saying now?
Delivering on those first 2 to 10 seconds. Think of
Yes,
it as a almost a thumbnail for long form.
yes. Because the 2 big factors for a short are the swipe rate and the percentage viewed. Actually, not the percentage viewed, the view duration. Why I specified the difference is short videos are great, but YouTube wants a longer short out of you because think about it from a company standpoint. They want you on their site longer. So if there's a, let's say, a minute long short with a 100% view rate, that's not going to get pushed as much as a 2 minute short with 80%.
Mm,
It's just better to have a longer video with a little bit worse on the view duration just because it kept them on the site longer. So YouTube's happier with it.
That's true. And that's actually another really good point that I think maybe people who are just starting out or who are trying to build their first 100K maybe don't understand is YouTube's a business. They're in it to make money and
Yeah.
profits. And, you know, as much as we like to think they're a benevolent organization that's just here to help us all, you know, find internet fame, they got bills to
Mhm.
pay too, right? So
Yeah.
those are really good points, I think.
So it really gets to me when people are like, I deserve to have these views. If you don't have them and you think you need them, if you
Mm,
don't have them and think you deserve them, you probably shouldn't have them
right.
because there's something missing from your content that is keeping YouTube from pushing it.
Mm. Collie, talk to me a bit about your background and
All right.
how, like, if it applies, I should say, you know, to anything related to YouTube. And related to that, is YouTube your full-time thing, or is it just something you do as a hobby or a side hustle?
Well, I'm working on getting into my full-time thing. I don't have much else going on. I'm a competitive swimmer, so that takes up a lot of my time. Let's see, what else is there? I don't really have a sob story to per se to really hook viewers in. Sorry about that, but I'm just I
If
don't
you did,
know.
we'd put it in the first 10 seconds of this video.
Exactly. This little, you know how in long form they'll have a cutout segment that they put first, that's what we'd be doing here. No, but US background, right?
Yeah. So you're a competitive swimmer, and this is kind of, I'm understanding, sort of a side hustle, a hobby thing for you that you'd like to be more full time.
Yeah, I'd say it's full time. It's the only job I've got right now, so
Okay.
making it work is definitely a necessity for me. Um, let's see. Competitive swimmer. I like to do cosplay stuff,
Okay.
like to make costumes. I don't know if anybody else in your community knows anything about that, but I find that a lot of fun, just becoming
Just
somebody
in
else.
case they don't, talk to me about cosplay a little bit.
Well, so basically, I just take characters from Marvel or DC, and typically there's characters that I really like, and I have a 3D printer, so I like to print out different armor pieces or whatever to put on. Actually, this is a test piece I've got right here. I'm making a
Okay.
Doctor Doom costume, and
Wow.
it's test pieces to make sure it can fit on my leg. It can't. Um,
Not this time?
so yeah, and then every year I go to a Comic Con, show off my costume a little bit, try and win a little some money back from the costume. Haven't won yet, but I'm thinking this year. So
Right.
that's about it for the cosplay for me. It takes a lot of
Actually,
time.
related to that, though, that makes me want to ask you, how come your channel is about Minecraft in the gaming world when you've also got this interest in cosplay? Or do you have another channel as well?
I've thought about doing another channel, but I really liked putting the cosplay on the side because the cosplay is just something that like I want to make sure that I don't have to film. I just want to be
Mm,
able to mess around, and honestly, I don't think I could put it on film the way I do it because I just try so many stupid ways of doing stuff that if I ever posted on YouTube, they'd be like, "Now, why would you do it like that?" And I just didn't want that to turn into a job. I feel like when you
right.
turn something into a job, it has to be easy, you know?
Hmm.
Well, like if you turn a hobby into a job, it has to be a little
Hmm.
easier for me at least. That's why I like doing Minecraft because I can
Mm,
enjoy it on and off camera.
right. That's
That's
actually
like
also an interesting thought because I think there's a lot of people who have that dream
mm,
of turning their YouTube thing into a full-time job. I'll put my
yes.
hand up on that. That was something that I started thinking about and realized it could be an option.
Mhm.
But it does change things when you take what's been a fun hobby and turn it into now a
Yep.
full-time gig that has to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably another thing that people don't put enough stock into is
You're 100%
be
right there.
careful what you wish for, right?
Yeah, you wanna make sure that whatever you're doing is sustainable. Like, you can have fun with it on and off camera because otherwise it turns into your job and that's it.
Hmm.
Like, I know some people that can't boot up Minecraft anymore without just working because they don't know how to have fun on the game anymore.
Right. Right.
And I think that's really
That's such a
important.
good point.
You gotta balance the fun with what you're doing with the job aspect.
Right. Well, since it is a job, that kind of brings me to the money question. And I
Mhm.
think, lots of new YouTubers have this idea that you hit 100,000 or a million subscribers and you're a millionaire.
Yeah, no,
Um,
definitely not. I wish.
we all wish.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd
but
retire.
talk to me about how you earn money from your full-time gig at being a YouTuber.
Yeah, so a lot of common misconceptions are that you get money from subscribers. Subscribers are just a fun number. Not gonna sugarcoat it, there's not a lot you gain from subscribers except a fun number and a little bit of bolster on your, what's the word? Credibility. Make people
Yep.
think you're more credible. They're a fun number and they're fun for sub races, good for community, but that's about it. You don't make any money off of that. You don't make money off of likes. You don't The only thing you make money off of are memberships, super chats, and ad revenue. And ad revenue is not all sunshine and rainbows, as some people think. For shorts, let's just put this in perspective. You get around 20 cents per thousand views on a short, which isn't a whole lot, but it does add up if you're pulling millions of views on shorts. So
Right.
again, if you have those subscribers, it doesn't matter if you can't pull the views alongside of it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
20 cents per thousand views. Let's say you make a million view short. It's 200
Which is
bucks.
probably a dream for a lot of people, get a million views
Yep.
on something. But $200
Yep.
is a bit of
$200.
a cold, hard reality check.
Yeah. A lot of people think, oh, it's a million views. He's got to be making thousands of dollars. No, that's $200.
Yeah.
Unless you're consistently pulling that, because YouTube also only pays you once a month. I think that's something a lot of people also don't
Right.
understand. I've heard a lot of people like, "Oh, can't I'm paying you this. Can you buy something? Can you buy something for the stream?" I don't have the money yet.
Right. Yeah.
It's once a month, and if you didn't make $100, you're not going to get paid yet.
Yeah.
That's another thing a lot of people don't realize. Until you make $100, you're not making money.
That's true. And do you remember how long it took you to make your first $100 and get that check or that bank transfer?
2 months.
2 months? Good for you. I
Yep,
think
two
it took me
months.
about 3 years.
Actually, no, hold on. Was it 2 months? I can go check real quick if you want.
Yeah, sure. If you've got it in
Yeah,
front of you, I'd be curious.
yeah. I can just pull up my analytics.
And
Got
it's gotten,
monetized.
I think it's gotten harder as well to get to that monetization threshold, because the other thing people may or may not realize is that until you have a certain amount of watch hours or watch time on your
Yep.
videos and a certain amount of subscribers, although they may have rescinded that recently, but I think it still might
It's
be 1,000.
500, I believe.
Is it
500. They
500?
did lower it, I think.
Yeah. Because it used to be when I started, I think back in 2017, 2018, it was only 100 subscribers. So, I mean, that was hard
Yeah,
at the time,
yeah.
but it
I remember
wasn't
when
as hard
there
as
was a
it is
time there was
now.
no requirements, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
nice. I had somebody that started YouTube at that time. They're like, "Wow, if only you joined then." Man, I didn't
Yes.
know.
Yeah. Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Yeah,
But
nobody could have known,
there's
right?
a bit of a threshold. So I think, again, to say, what people think when they start out that they can start earning money right away, good luck on getting that first 1,000 views and your first, 20 cents. But it
Yeah, it
might
might have been
take
like
you
3 months
quite
actually
some
for
time.
me.
Yeah. It might
Yeah,
take quite some time before you're earning any meaningful money. And then, of
and
course, you got to build that audience as well.
another big harsh reality a lot of people don't think about, it's not just how many views you have, it's within a time frame. You only have for shorts, you have 90 days to get 10 million views.
Mm,
And for long form, what is it, a year for 4K, what, 4,000 watch hours?
that's right. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a
you've
year for
got you've
4,000
got to
watch hours.
work at it essentially to
Yeah.
build that initial audience in order to start earning.
So people's dream of like a million view short, you're going to need 10 of them in 3 months, or else you're
Right.
not going to get monetized.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
another harsh reality.
Do you think, I mean, for people that are coming into YouTube rather right now, Have things changed a lot that you've seen since you started out?
Oh, everything's changed. Nothing works the same anymore. Like shorts especially. When I started out, people were pulling 33 million views easily in the Minecraft sphere because there just wasn't a lot of saturation.
Mm,
But now that it's been a couple of years on shorts, there's so many creators that it's so saturated that you have to make a great video for it to get any traction at all.
mhm,
Um, and then, of course, trends move around. It used to be Minecraft facts and Minecraft challenges, but that
mm,
doesn't really do much anymore. Now you got to focus more on mini games, or you can still do fact, or animation has always been a solid choice. I think animation is the only thing that has never changed on YouTube. It'll always do well.
right.
I know a guy that does animation, and I'm jealous of, not really jealous because it's a lot of work, but I have access to his analytics, and he pulls million views a day,
Wow.
just even though he hasn't uploaded in forever, just because they will always push animation because it's a very kid focused
Mm,
niche, and a lot of people like watching it.
yeah. So that's
And
his
then
back catalog that's earning him that money?
mhm, it's
Amazing.
not anything he still uploads, and he gets a lot of views on those, but all he's getting a lot of views on his old stuff still, and it's
Hmm,
really cool to see.
interesting.
But
And that
another
probably
thing,
happens because YouTube, like, because he's built that foundation of views and shown the YouTube algorithm, for lack of a better term, that people like that content. That's another example of YouTube continuing to serve that content because they believe it's something people are gonna wanna watch.
yeah, as a business, it's a safe choice for them because 'cause they're like, "Oh, this video has 60 million views already. Good stats. People like to
Right.
watch it. Why not push it to another 10 million?"
Yeah.
So they
Yep.
just continuously push it, and it's
Yep.
really cool to see. Another thing that's changed, Minecraft hardcore used to be the big thing. I don't know if a lot of people know what that is. It's like a one life. You have one life in Minecraft and that's it. And that was
Okay.
a really big thing when I'd started. That's what I'd started with because I was heavily inspired by this guy called Looney. I watched him at the time. He did hardcore builds and I thought, wow, that's awesome. I'm gonna start YouTube and try and be like that. Didn't find a lot of success with that,
Mm,
but I watched as it slowly phased out, and I
right.
realized people didn't really care about hardcore in the title anymore. They just wanted to see cool Minecraft stuff.
Mm,
So, yeah, and also the fact that I started during the COVID times where I don't know if that's gonna limit your reach when I say that. I know that does that sometimes.
no, that's okay.
Where everything was just pulling a lot of views. A lot of people went viral during that time just because nobody was going outside. Everybody was on YouTube. And obviously, that's just not the case anymore. So
Mhm.
that changed as well.
You touched on something there. How do you stay in touch with what your audience wants? Are you getting comments? Is it in a live stream? Are people talking to you? I mean, how do you keep tabs on what your audience wants so you can deliver it for them?
So I'm very blessed that I'm not the only creator in the Minecraft sphere or in the area of Minecraft shorts that I make. So typically what I like to do is I like to go and see what other people are doing, what's working for other people. And then I kind of put my own spins on that. And then of course I see what my comments are saying. And some of it like, you should try doing this. I'm like, huh, that's a good idea, but I can change it a little bit and make it a little better.
Mm.
So I mostly just take inspiration from that type of thing.
That's actually a good way for people to get started too. And YouTube's back end, I guess, for lack of a better term, where we upload these videos, will actually show us, things that people who watch our videos are also watching.
Yep, that's what
So
I've been using, yeah.
it serves inspiration for us, I think, for exactly that reason. So it's a really
Yeah.
good resource for people that are starting out and maybe not sure what kind of content they should make.
I think another thing a lot of people try and do is they try and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this without sounding, because 'cause I'm trying to say one thing, but it's gonna come across a different way. People try to be too unique.
Okay.
They try to start their own thing,
Mm,
but they don't present it in a way, because starting your own thing is cool, but you have to mix it in with things that are already working. Because
mhm.
YouTube very much pushes trends on YouTube. And I know I said the thing about if it's a good video, it doesn't matter. But in that whole thing about being a good video, it's a lot about presentation of yourself. And a
Mhm.
lot of people try and be unique without the presentation. And so that leads to them thinking, why am I not doing good? I tried doing this new thing on Minecraft and it's not doing
Right.
good. It's because you
Or
also
it's too
have to.
unique and people aren't either they aren't searching for it because
Mhm.
it's not a thing you look for, or they don't understand it's so new
Yeah.
and so unique that people don't understand what they're seeing.
Like, they'll put it in the title thinking this'll draw people wondering what it is, but no, they just won't look for it because they don't know that it's a thing. So, and that's something I haven't quite figured out how to mix in myself, but what you what I've always done is you look at what other people are doing, and then you figure out how to change that, make
Mm,
that unique, make that your own. Like, I do mini games, and I've seen a lot of people doing mini games. What they don't do is they throw in current trends, like what's popular, like is Marvel doing good? Is the new Invincible season doing good? What's doing good? What are people attracted to right
mm,
now in the YouTube sphere that I can blend into Minecraft? So less so being unique and more so blending.
right. Yeah. That's good advice.
Yeah.
What I want to just wrap up our discussion about money and earnings. AdSense is not what people probably think it is, but there are plenty of
Mhm.
other ways to earn money as a YouTuber. So
Yeah.
talk to me about some of those other opportunities either you're taking advantage of or perhaps not taking advantage of.
Yeah, so there's YouTube is very good with giving creators ways to make money. But a lot of creators just don't know how to use that. So there's Super
Mm,
Chat, which is in live streams or whatever. People can donate money to you. YouTube takes a little cut of it. And that's a pretty good way to make money if you have there's certain people that come into your streams every once in a while and they got a little extra cash they like to give to you to support you. And there's memberships, of course, which is a recurring custom price that you can set
mhm,
for certain perks on the channel. Um, that's I think the hardest one to push
mm,
because a lot of people are asking why should I spend my hard-earned money on that.
right.
There's also Super Thanks, which is like Super Chat, except it's you put it in comments of different videos. They'll be like $10 and be like, "Thank you for making the video" or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll just put something funny, and you got to also make sure you're what's the word, encouraging that by like pinning
Mm,
those in your chat, pinning those in your streams, pinning those in your comments section. That's something I like to do. If I get a
that's
donation, I
smart.
like to pin it. And
Mm.
then let's see, what else is there? I know I'm missing something.
I'm actually writing down the pin comments, the pin super thanks.
Yeah, that's something I saw somebody else
I
doing.
don't
I
do
thought, "Oh,
that.
that's a really good idea." Yeah, because they gave you money, might as well
Yeah.
give show because YouTube doesn't put it on top of everybody's comment section. It's buried in there, and I think
Right.
that's not fair because they gave
That's
you
such
money.
a good
Show them some
idea.
support. Yeah, and then people always struggle with like, well, two people donated. Pick the highest one, of
Right.
course, but it typically isn't one after the other. So if one's pinned for long enough, it'll get enough likes and replies on it that
Right.
after you unpin it, it's still right below the other one.
Right.
So that's how I
Smart.
figured out I can do it and still not feel bad for unpinning the one guy's message because I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I want to show this other guy a little bit of recognition too.
Right.
Let's see, what else is there?
What about brand deals? I think,
Yeah.
that's a great opportunity for a lot of YouTubers, but not for everyone maybe. So what's your
Yes.
stance on brand deals?
So I really like brand deals. They make me feel really cool as a YouTuber when I get them. But my advice to anybody that started getting them, tread with caution. Don't
Mm,
always take them and ask questions because what you don't want to do is you don't want to take a brand deal of something that is a bad product. So if you yourself don't think it's good, don't take the deal. because in the end, what's more important than the money they're giving you is the trust that your audience has in you. So if you're consistently promoting really bad, scummy products, they're not going to listen to what you say anymore, and then brands aren't going to reach out to you anymore. So only take deals that you believe in. Know when you're being undersold. And what I like to do is see if I'm making a certain amount of money on a video,
Mm.
like how much money I made on a video. If they're not paying me around as much as I made on the video, it's not worth to
Right.
make a sponsored video on it.
Yeah.
And then I've recently taken a brand deal actually where I play on this guy's server and the pay is good. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but it's something that isn't explored a lot. A lot of creators play on different servers because they are paid to do so.
Okay.
And that is a really good way to make money. Like, I'm not going to say how much, but it's a really good way. And
You don't
that's,
have to say how much, but at what point were you in your YouTube subscriber career, I guess I'll call it, when you started getting those opportunities?
oh, I think my first one, I was at 100K actually. I'd just
Okay.
broken 100K and a server reached out to me to do a sponsored video for them. And I did.
Hmm.
And another thing, you got to make sure with those sponsored videos that they're good videos,
Right.
because
Yeah, the bar is high.
if they don't do good, not only will the brand that reached out to you see that, but other brands will see that. They'll see, oh, he made us brand deal and it didn't do good.
Hmm.
It's not like you can say, oh, they've already paid me the money. I can make a really bad video now. No, it has to be good.
Yeah.
They gave you the money, make a good video, make it do well.
And your best next customer for a brand deal is
The
the
same
brand
brand.
that did a
Yeah,
deal with you already. So you most of us should be incentivized to want to do a good job, because if we do,
exactly.
then that brand is more likely to give you another deal in the future.
Yeah, I've had a couple people that are like, they're paying me the money. I'm just not. I'm gonna put out a low effort video. I'm like, no,
Mm,
put out a good video. Not only is it scummy because they just paid you
yeah,
money, but for future proofing. So yeah, that's
definitely. Talk to me a little bit about what your day to day is like, Collie. Like
mhm.
what do you do in a day? What are you working on? Do you have like a structure for either every day or every week that keeps you on track? What's your day to day like?
Yep. So a lot of people, when they see YouTubers, they think it's all they do. No, we do other things too. So I wake up. Well, it completely depends because as a competitive swimmer, the
Mm,
time that I go typically shifts. There's a couple every once in a while I'm waking up at 4 a.m. for practice, and then that goes till I'm gonna give you the Ashton Hall rundown here. It's like
okay.
wake up at 4, and then I go to swim. It's 5 to 6:30 sometimes, and then I get home around 7. I eat a little bit, and then I take a nap because I just woke up at 4. I'm taking a nap. I wake up around 9 ish. I make a coffee, sit down, and then I think, all right, what do I want to get done today? Typically, that involves me doing a little bit of work on editing or record with one of my friends. Or if I, if I'm ahead of all my work, I'm just gonna take a little day. I'm gonna play some
A little
games.
extra nap, maybe.
Sometimes guilty.
I've been there too.
Yeah, I edit for a couple hours, maybe till 12 or 1. It completely depends. Sometimes I'm editing up until like 3,
Mm,
and then I eat something, and then I go back for second practice at
wow.
4, and then I'm back home at 8, and then what do I do after that? Oh, yeah, I eat, and then I play some games with my brother. Gotta spend time with him,
Yeah.
make sure I'm getting family time. That's the important thing, family time during YouTube. And then every once in a while, instead of editing, I'll work on the cosplay stuff. I know you can't see it, but I got a costume over there. I can't exactly
Okay.
bring it over here right now. Actually, hold on, I can show
Wait,
you.
let me see if I can embiggen this window.
Oh. My bad.
All right, here, no,
What?
no costume.
No, but I do got. This
Oh,
is what I'm
hey, there
working
we
on right
go.
now. Every once in a while, I spend a little work on this.
Yeah,
It's a little
very
costume.
cool.
And then outside of that, that's about it for my day to day.
So that's a full day. And I mean, you're
Yeah.
also putting in, way more hours than the average person on training the swimming, which is
Mhm.
huge. Um, what does the swimming teach you that you bring to YouTube?
It's gonna sound very cliche, all right, but hard work because and not just hard work, but consistency and the ability to do something monotonous and repetitive if necessary. Because swimming, you end up d- going back and forth over and over again the entire day for practice because you don't really go anywhere.
Right.
You start at one end of the pool, you go to the other, and then you go back, and you do that like 50 times or whatever in a practice. So you get out and you haven't really moved anywhere, but you feel that you've done something, and it's very monotonous because all you hear is the water sloshing around your ears. You just got to think about your form.
Right.
Trying to think about the best way to say this because I'm just kind of rambling about it, but it's like the concept of working hard without being able to necessarily see the end result yet. Because in
Mm,
swimming, you're not going to see the end result until close to the end of the season because the way it works is you have all these little meets where you work on your form, you see what you're doing wrong, try and go as fast as possible, but you're not going to be setting a lot of best times typically. But then you hit championship season, and this is like the last month or two of the season. That's when the drop times start showing. And this is
mhm.
after 8 months of practice. You have this championship meet. You go as hard as you can. Hopefully, by this point, your form's good, and everything that you've worked on up until that point finally pays off. And I think that's very similar to YouTube. You put in a lot of work, and it's not going to show early on. But once you do the work and you do this boring stuff too, and you do everything you need to, and you've worked on your video, I guess, form, eventually it'll show through with that video that YouTube says, I like that. It's kind of a rough analogy. I try to put it
I
together in my head.
I wrote that down. I love it because you're so bang on that there's so much training and work and time
Yeah.
involved in building up to that first 100,000
Yeah.
subscribers and getting that silver play button. It's not that unlike the Olympics. I mean, if you're a competitive
Yeah.
swimmer, you've got to put that work in if you want to go for a gold medal. And with YouTube, you're right. It's very much the same thing. You've got to train if you want to win. Good
I'm not
advice.
gonna
Collie, thank you so much for joining me on this video. Your insight has been really fascinating and really interesting, and I think I've learned some new things and some new tips and techniques from you as well. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on.